In this video, we're going to show you the perfect itinerary for Miami. One of the questions we get asked most is how many days to stay in the city. Most people stay between 5 and 7 days to enjoy the beaches and do some shopping. That's why we've prepared a super complete 7-day itinerary with the best of Miami. If you have less time, like 5 days, just pick the days you like best and adapt it to your trip. So let's get started. When is the best time to visit Miami? In our opinion, avoid the summer, from June to September. It's very hot, very humid. The feel-like temperature easily passes 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius. Plus, it's hurricane season and it rains a lot. The best months are from March to May, in the spring, or from October to November, in the fall. The temperatures are great, around 77 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 to 30 Celsius, and it doesn't rain as much. The winter, from December to February, is the high season. The weather is perfect, in the low 70s, around 22 Celsius, and sunny. But because of this, hotels get much more expensive. So, how will our 7-day itinerary work? The idea is to use Miami as a single base, staying at the same hotel for the entire trip. Since the city is very spread out and we'll be doing trips further afield like the outlets and the Everglades, renting a car is essential to follow this itinerary. We'll divide the days exploring different areas. South Beach for the first few days, then the art districts and downtown. A full day dedicated to outlet shopping, a day trip to the Everglades, and a flexible last day. Now, let's get to the day-by-day plan. Day 1. Arrival and Ocean Drive. Take the first day to arrive calmly, check into your hotel, and start soaking up the Miami vibe. Our suggestion is to head straight to the heart of South Beach. Walk along Ocean Drive in the late afternoon. This is where the famous colorful Art Deco buildings are, with their neon signs lighting up, like the Clevelander and the Colony Hotel. You'll feel like you're in a movie. Stroll through Lummis Park, the park between Ocean Drive and the beach. Be sure to pass by Casa Casuarina at 1116 Ocean Drive, the former mansion of designer Gianni Versace, which is now a luxury hotel and restaurant. The staircase where he was assassinated is a tourist spot in itself. For dinner, be prepared. Ocean Drive is beautiful and vibrant, but it's extremely touristy and expensive. The restaurants there are famous for giant, colorful drinks, often weak and pricey, costing around $40, and for staff trying to lure tourists in from the sidewalk. A simple dinner for two can easily exceed $100 with tax and tip. A cool and classic option, if you want that experience of loud music and action, is Mango's Tropical Cafe, which has salsa shows and Latin dancing all night. They usually charge a cover or minimum spend. Now, our golden tip for saving a lot of money on your first night's dinner. Walk 1 or 2 blocks inland, to Collins or Washington Avenue, and you'll find much cheaper and more authentic options. One we love and always go to is La Sandwicherie on 14th Street. A tiny counter, super classic, open late, that makes amazing sandwiches on crusty baguettes for around $15. Perfect for a quick and tasty meal without spending a lot. Day 2. Beach, pier, and sunset. Today is all about enjoying the famous South Beach. The strip of sand is wide, and the water is usually clear and warm, especially outside of winter. If you want to rent a set with 2 chairs and an umbrella on the beach, prepare your wallet. The vendors offering this service usually charge a lot, around $60 for the whole day. Our tip for saving money is simple. Stop by a CVS or Walgreens, or a supermarket like Publix, and buy your own folding beach chair and a small umbrella for a much lower price. You can use them during your trip and even leave them at the hotel. Or, even simpler, bring your own towel or sarong to lie on the sand and pay nothing for it. Another important tip is to bring a cooler with your drinks, water, soda, juice, and snacks, fruit sandwiches. There aren't many vendors on the beach, and the hotel kiosks are expensive. Bringing your own snacks saves a lot. And attention! It is strictly forbidden to consume alcoholic beverages on the public beaches of Miami Beach. Enforcement exists, and the fine is hefty. For lunch, you can eat what you brought in your cooler on the sand, or leave the beach and go to a cheap and classic spot nearby. A great option is Five Guys on Washington Avenue at 15th Street, which has delicious, customizable burgers for around $15 to $18 for a combo. After enjoying the beach in the mid to late afternoon, walk south along the sand or the boardwalk to South Pointe Park. Depending on where you are on the beach, this walk can take 15 to 30 minutes. It's a beautiful park at the southern tip of the island, with a pier that juts out into the ocean, grassy lawns, a playground, and spectacular views. On one side, you see the entire length of South Beach with its buildings. On the other, you see Fisher Island, an exclusive millionaire's island, and the port of Miami, where the giant cruise ships depart. Stay there to watch the sunset, which is one of the most beautiful in the city, with the sun setting behind the downtown Miami skyline. It's a free and unmissable activity. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. If you want beach in action, your place is South Beach. The big advantage is the beach logistics. You wake up and you're already on the sand, and you can do many things on foot like going to Ocean Drive, walking to Lincoln Road, and visiting South Pointe Park. ideal for those who want to enjoy the beach and nightlife without depending much on a car. Now, if you prefer a more central location to explore the whole city, Wynwood, downtown, Little Havana, outlets, and maybe save some money on the hotel rate, consider staying in downtown Miami or Brickell. You'll be in the geographic center, closer to these other attractions and the highway entrances. You'll need to use a car or Uber to go to the beach, 15 to 20 minutes. But you might have an easier time for other excursions. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region with the pros and cons of each area. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. You'll be well located for your profile. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it compares prices across multiple platforms and usually has the best rates. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location we recommend, at the lowest prices. I'll also leave the direct link to the hotels where we've stayed and liked. There's one that is very cheap and super well located. An excellent budget option we found. We were close to everything, and the room was good. And another one that's a bit nicer, in the same strategic location, but a little more expensive, for those seeking more comfort or a nice pool. They are great options to use as a base. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. Miami is a highly sought-after destination year-round. The earlier you book your hotel, especially if you're traveling during high season, American winter, holidays, or during events, the less you will pay. Waiting until the last minute almost always means paying more, or not finding availability in the best located hotels. This is why we love using the site we recommend. Besides having the lowest prices most of the time, it offers free cancellation on almost all hotels. This is great. You can book your hotel months in advance to lock in that low price. And if your plans change or you find a better deal later, you can cancel without any cost until closer to the travel date. It's guaranteed security and savings. And remember that in the link below, in the video description, we always organize a page with everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. These are the sites and services we use and trust to plan our trips, and that have everything much cheaper. International eSIM, super practical, the travel insurance comparator that finds half-price deals, the ticket site for all attractions, the cheap hotel finder we just mentioned, the car rental comparator that finds unbeatable prices, and the global digital account to carry dollars paying the commercial exchange rate and much lower fees. And the links we put there usually have automatic discounts or coupons applied, as we are always searching for and updating the best offers. So save this page to your favorites and use it when booking each item of your trip. It will make things much easier and save you a good amount of money. Day 3. Street art and luxury. Today, we'll explore two nearby neighborhoods with completely opposite styles. Plan to use your car or Uber, as they are outside of South Beach. Start your day in Wynwood, the street art district. We recommend going in the morning, as it's usually a bit less crowded and not as hot for walking. The focal point is Wynwood Walls, on Northwest 2nd Avenue, an open-air complex with gigantic murals by world-renowned artists. Admission costs about $12 per person and is well worth it for the curated art. Set aside about 1 to 2 hours inside. But the golden tip is, don't just stay within the walls. Walk the surrounding streets, Northwest 2nd Avenue, Northwest 3rd Avenue, and the cross streets. The entire neighborhood is an open-air gallery, with graffiti covering entire buildings, cool shops, breweries, and smaller galleries. It's free to wander the streets and you'll discover a lot of incredible art. For lunch, Wynwood has several cool options. To save money and eat something quick and delicious, a super famous choice is Coyo Taco. They serve authentic Mexican tacos. Try the al pastor or carnitas, guacamole, and margaritas. You'll spend an average of $15 to $18 per person. If you want a more complete sit-down lunch with a nice atmosphere, a restaurant we love there is KYU. It's modern Asian cuisine, focusing on wood-fired grilled dishes. The ambiance is beautiful, and the food is sensational. The roasted cauliflower is a must-try. Be prepared to spend, as it's much more expensive. Expect to spend over $100 per person for a full meal. In the afternoon, take the car and drive about 5 to 10 minutes to the Design District, located just north of Wynwood. This is the neighborhood of luxury and cutting-edge architecture. It's home to the flagship stores of the world's biggest designer brands, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Hermes, etc., with highly elaborate facades. Even if you don't plan to buy anything, the stroll is worthwhile for the architecture, the sculptures, and art installations scattered around, like Buckminster Fuller's geodesic dome or the giant chair, and the contemporary art galleries. It's an interesting contrast to the street art of Wynwood. Day 4. Downtown, Boat, and Cuba. Today we'll explore Miami's central area and end with a cultural touch. Start by taking the Metro Mover, that free elevated train. It's a great way to get a panoramic view of the buildings in downtown and Brickell without getting tired. Do a full loop on the inner loop or the Brickell loop. Get off at the Bayfront Park Station, which drops you at Bayside Marketplace. It's an open-air mall on the waterfront with lots of souvenir shops, touristy restaurants like Hard Rock Cafe, Bubba Gump, and kiosks. This is where the boat tour of celebrities' homes departs from. A Miami classic we mentioned earlier. It lasts about 90 minutes and costs around $30. It's worth it for the view from the water and the curiosity of seeing the mansions. At Bayside itself, there are easy and quick lunch options like Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Forrest Gump fans will like it, or other American chains. After leaving there, if you like historic architecture and gardens, take the car and drive about 15 minutes south to Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. It's a former industrialist winter villa, built in the Italian Renaissance style, with huge, meticulously maintained gardens facing Biscayne Bay. It's a beautiful place to walk around and take photos. The ticket costs about $25 per person. And for dinner, our suggestion is an unmissable cultural experience. Drive or take an Uber to Little Havana, about 15 to 20 minutes from downtown. The heart of the neighborhood is Calle Ocho, Southwest 8th Street. Walk along it, see the cigar shops, the Cuban art galleries, the men playing dominoes at Maximo Gomez Park. And for dinner, go to Versailles Restaurant. It's the most famous Cuban restaurant in the world, super traditional. Don't expect luxury, but do expect hearty, flavorful food at a fair price. Main dishes like ropa vieja or lechon asado, roasted pork, cost around $20. Be sure to order a Cuban coffee, a strong, sweet espresso, at the end. Day 5. Outlet Shopping Day. Set aside a full day for shopping as the outlets are large and located outside the city. Our suggestion for those who want variety and the best prices is to go to Sawgrass Mills, located in Sunrise, about a 45-minute to an hour's drive from Miami, without traffic. It's one of the largest outlets in the world. It's gigantic, divided into several wings, including open air and enclosed areas. Grab a map at the entrance or use their app to navigate. You'll find every brand imaginable, from the most popular, Nike, Adidas, Gap, Tommy, to discount department stores, Saks Off Fifth, Marshalls, and the luxury section, the Colonnade outlets, Gucci, Prada, Burberry, etc. The prices are really good, especially if you catch extra promotions. Wear comfortable shoes and be prepared to walk all day. To eat, inside there's a huge food court with cheap fast food options like Panda Express, Sbarro, Subway. If you want a longer break and to sit down for a calmer meal, there are also larger full-service restaurants scattered throughout the complex, like the Cheesecake Factory. Great for lunch or dinner after shopping, California Pizza Kitchen, or Yard House, with many beer options. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for the attractions and tours mentioned in this itinerary, Wynwood Walls, Vizcaya, Boat Tour, etc., in advance online. At the ticket office, it's almost always more expensive, and in some places like Wynwood Walls or on popular boat tour times, there can be lines, or they might even sell out. The most famous tourist spots, especially in high season, have been selling out days in advance. Day 6. Day trip to the swamp, Everglades. Today is for a classic and very different day trip. Visiting the Everglades National Park. It's less than an hour's drive from Miami and is the largest subtropical wilderness in the United States. A vast area of wetlands and mangroves, home to unique wildlife, including the famous alligators. The main attraction for tourists is the airboat ride. That boat with a giant propeller on the back that glides at high speed over the shallow water. It's exciting and allows you to see alligators up close in their natural habitat. There are several companies offering the tour along the Tamiami Trail, US 41, such as Gator Park or Everglades Safari Park. If you drive there yourself, the ticket for just the airboat ride and a small animal show costs an average of $30 per person. Another option is to book a complete tour that includes transportation from Miami, the airboat ride, and the show. These tours cost an average of $50 per person and can be more convenient if you don't have a car or prefer not to drive there. The whole excursion, travel plus airboat plus show, takes about half a day. You can go in the morning and be back in Miami for lunch. For dinner, take the opportunity to explore Lincoln Road in South Beach if you haven't already. It's a very pleasant pedestrian-only mall, great for strolling at night, people watching, doing some shopping, and having dinner. There are dozens of restaurant options with outdoor seating, for all tastes and budgets, from pizzerias and chains like Shake Shack to more sophisticated seafood or international cuisine restaurants. Day 7. More shopping or more beach. On the last day, you have two options depending on your energy level and preference. Option 1. If your main focus in Miami is shopping and you still have energy and luggage space, go to Dolphin Mall. It's the closest outlet to Miami, located very near the airport, about a 30-minute drive from South Beach. Although smaller than Sawgrass, it's also huge and has practically all the same popular stores, Nike, Polo, Michael Kors, etc., plus discount department stores like Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx. It has a large food court and several restaurants. It's a great option for last-minute shopping or if you didn't want to go all the way to Sawgrass. Option 2. If you're tired of shopping and prefer to relax or see a different place, take the opportunity to pop over to Fort Lauderdale, the neighboring city to the north of Miami. about a 40-minute to 1-hour drive. It's known as the Venice of America because of its numerous navigable canals. It's a quieter and more charming city than Miami. Be sure to walk or drive down Los Olas Boulevard, which is the main avenue, full of designer shops, art galleries, cafes, and restaurants with sidewalk seating. You can also take a boat tour through the canals or simply enjoy Fort Lauderdale Beach, which is very beautiful and less crowded than South Beach. Now let's talk about transportation. To follow this complete 7-day itinerary, in our opinion, renting a car is the best option, without a doubt. You'll have much more freedom to explore the different neighborhoods, go to the outlets, which are far, do the Everglades day trip on your own, cheaper, and even pop up to Fort Lauderdale. The car gives you flexibility with your schedule and allows you to carry your shopping bags easily. That said, is it possible to do the trip without a car? Yes, it's possible, but it will require more planning and a larger budget for transport. Uber and Lyft work very well in Miami and will take you to most of the tourist spots within the city: South Beach, Wynwood, downtown, Little Havana, Vizcaya. However, be prepared to spend. A ride from South Beach to Wynwood can cost around $20. To get to the outlets, a round trip to Sawgrass Mills can easily exceed $100, perhaps more depending on the time and demand. For the Everglades, you would depend on booking a tour with transport included, which is more expensive than going on your own. So if you don't like or can't drive, add this extra cost for Uber/Lyft/tours into your budget. Public transport, buses, exists, but it's slow and doesn't cover all tourist areas efficiently. But for those who will rent, the golden tip is book in advance online. It's always much cheaper than renting at the airport counter, and you guarantee the car model you need. And be sure to use a price comparator, which we'll leave the link for in the description. It's an incredible site that searches all the major rental companies: Hertz, Avis, Alamo, Sixt, etc., and smaller ones too, finding unbeatable prices. We always use it, and often the savings are 30 to 50% compared to booking directly on the rental company's site. It's well worth it. About travel insurance. As we mentioned in Model 1, it is not mandatory for immigration to enter the United States. However, it is highly recommended, almost essential. We never travel abroad, especially to the US, without good travel insurance. The peace of mind knowing you're covered in case of a medical emergency is priceless. And since healthcare there is extremely expensive, any small problem can turn into a huge bill. Use the insurance comparator linked in the description. It searches for the best options and prices from various insurers, and you can buy it online in minutes, paying much less. Quick shopping tips. Just to remind you, the two main outlets are Sawgrass Mills, larger and farther, and Dolphin Mall, closer. Both are excellent. Department stores like Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Burlington are also great for bargain hunting. An essential safety tip: never leave shopping bags visible inside the car, not even for 5 minutes. Put everything in the trunk or take it straight to your hotel. And about tax-free, forget it. Florida does not have a sales tax refund system for tourists on normal purchases. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. We are passionate about travel, and our mission is to share practical tips to help you travel more and better around the world. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing to our channel and activating notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And hitting the like button really helps our work reach more travelers. And how much does it cost to eat in Miami? To reiterate, Miami is not a cheap destination for food. To give you a baseline for comparison, a full Big Mac combo costs about $12. A small bottle of water at a convenience store, CVS, Walgreens, costs about $2. A domestic beer, Bud, Miller, in a simple bar costs about $8 on average. A very economical meal, like a slice of pizza or something from a food truck, is around $15. A meal at a nice, casual, mid-range restaurant, main course plus non-alcoholic drink, will be about $40 to $50 per person, including tax and tip. And always remember the tip. In the US, the standard is to leave 18 to 20% of the bill, before taxes, for the server. And what to do at night in Miami? The city heats up after the sun goes down. The nightlife is super famous and varied. South Beach concentrates most of the tourist action, with the bars on Ocean Drive, many with live music, lounges on Collins Avenue, and the mega clubs like LIV and Story. Be prepared for lines and high prices. The Brickell area, the financial center, has a more sophisticated nightlife, with many rooftop bars offering spectacular views, like Sugar, and restaurants that become hotspots, frequented by locals and professionals. Wynwood offers a more alternative and cool nightlife, with craft breweries, like Wynwood Brewing Company, bars with open-air spaces, like Gramps, and restaurants that also get lively, like KYU. For a lively dinner followed by some action, we recommend KYU in Wynwood or Komodo in Brickell. And if you're traveling with children, this 7-day itinerary is very adaptable for families. Kids usually love the beach, Day 2, the airboat ride in the Everglades, Day 6, and the colorful art of Wynwood, Day 3. If they aren't big fans of shopping, you can easily swap one of the outlet days, Day 5 or 7, for a visit to the Philip and Patricia Frost Museum of Science, which is incredible, super interactive, and has a fantastic aquarium and planetarium. The ticket costs about $30. The Miami Children's Museum is also a great option for younger kids. Another hit with children is Zoo Miami, a huge and very well-structured zoo with animals in environments that mimic their habitats. It's a bit further out to the south, but worth the visit if your kids like animals. Tickets are around $26. And one last tip for your planning. Think of Miami as an excellent starting point to explore more of Florida or even the Caribbean. Many people take advantage of the trip to combine it with other destinations. The most classic combo is Miami and Orlando. It's super easy to rent a car in Miami and drive about 4 hours on the Florida's Turnpike to Orlando to enjoy the Disney and Universal parks. Another incredible itinerary is to drive south on the beautiful overseas highway to Key West. The road itself is an attraction. The ideal is to book at least 2 nights in Key West to really enjoy it. And of course, the Port of Miami is one of the world's largest cruise ports. If you dream of taking a Caribbean cruise, combining it with a few days in Miami before or after you sail is perfect. If you liked this detailed Miami itinerary, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel for more travel tips like this. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can leave them here in the comments. Thank you very much and have an excellent trip to Miami.